Imagine being trapped for 44 days, tortured beyond imagination, with no hope of escape. This is the horrifying true story of Junko Furuta, one of Japan's most infamous crimes ever. In the quiet suburb of Misato, Japan, in 1988, a 16-year-old girl named Junko Furuta was living an ordinary life, like going to school, spending time with friends, dreaming of her future. But in November of that year, Junko's life changed forever. For 44 days, Junko was held captive, tortured, subjected to unspeakable cruelty by the group of teenage boys. Her screams unheard, her suffering ignored by the time her ordeal ended. This is a tragedy that exposed not just the depth of human evil, but also the failures of a justice system that allows her killers to walk free. Junko was born on January 18, 1971 in Misato, Saitama Prefecture. She was described by those who knew her as a kind, hard-working girl who loved her family. She attended Yashiyo Minami High School, where she was just an average student, not involved in any trouble, not part of any gangs. She was simply normal. A girl with dreams, with a high future ahead of her. But all of that changed on November 25, 1988. That evening, after leaving school, Junko was approached by a group of boys. One of them, Hiroshi Miyano, an 18 years old with ties and local gangs, had taken an interest in her. When she rejected his advance, he and his friends made a decision that would lead to one of the most horrific crimes Japan had ever seen. She was forced into a car and taken to the home of one of the boys, a house where his parents lived, yet somehow no one intervened for the next 44 days. This house became her prison. The boys, Hiroshi Miyano, Joe Ogura, Shinji Minato, and Yasushi Watanabe, they were really sadist, and what they did to Junko was beyond human minds. As the weeks dragged on, the boys grew bolder and more vicious. They inserted fireworks into her body and set them off. They hung her from the ceiling and used her as a punching bag. They smashed her with barbells, rupturing her organs. And finally, Junko begged for death. She pleaded for them to kill her, but they refused. To them, she wasn't human anymore. She was just a toy and a plaything, and they were determined to break her completely. By early January 1989, Junko's body was shutting down. She could no longer walk. She was bleeding internally, and yet the torture continued until finally, after one last brutal beating, Junko Furuta died. The boys panicked. They knew they couldn't just dump her body, so they did something even more grotesque. They stuffed her remains into a large metal drum, filled it with concrete, and left it in a remote landfill. For weeks, no one knew where Junko was. Her parents searched desperately, but the boys remained silent. And finally, until March 1989, 2 months later, that Junko's body was finally discovered. The concrete was cracked open, revealing the horrifying truth. And when the autopsy results come back, even seasoned investigators were shocked. She had suffered fractures in almost every bone. Her organs had been destroyed. She had endured pain no human being should ever experience. The public demanded justice, but what they got was a slap on the wrist. Because the killers were minors except Miyano, who was 18. Japan's lenient juvenile laws protect him. Miyano received just 20 years and was released in 2009. The others? Some got as little as 5 years in juvenile detention. Worse yet, some of them went on to reoffend. Joe Ogura was later arrested for assault. Shinji Minato reportedly lives a normal life under a new identity. And Hiroshi Miyano, he walks free today, as if nothing ever happened. Junko's parents fought for years to get harsher sentences, but the courts refused. To this day, they live with the pain of knowing their daughter's killers never forced true justice. Junko Furuta's story is more than just a true crime case. It's a warning, a reminder of how evil can fester when people look away, how a justice system can fail its victims, and how cruelly, when left unchecked, can destroy lives. But today, Junko's memory lives on. Online forums discuss the case. Documentaries have been made, and every year people leave tributes at her grave, ensuring she is never forgotten. Because if we forgot Junko Furuta, we forgot the cost of indifference. And that is something we can never afford to do. Last but not least, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. See you on the next Untold Story.